Talking to Bob Fisher, Mr. America's Cup. Now, Bob, it's nearly 2017. The new boats are about to be done, the big ones.
Well, yes, they can put them in the water on the 29th of December, I'm told, so let them get them in. You know, they'll be in shortly.
So what's the story? What's your goss? What's happening? What's your take on what's going on?
Well, it's not the America's Cup as we once knew it. It's far from that, you know. I regard these as pond skaters, not yachts.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, that's the way sailing's going, or competitive sailing is going, so let's get at the forefront of it with the America's Cup.
Well, just talking to somebody the other day, they said there's new ways of sailing. There's foiling and there's flying. And it looks like the new boats are going to be flyers.
Well, I don't know about that. It's still got foils in the water, I hope.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty tough. It is a world of, shall we say, technicians.
Yeah.
It's not a world of sailors so much as it was, although sailors do form a part of this. It's very much a technical world. You've got to just look and see the companies behind each of the teams. You know, they're big companies, people like Airbus, you find them in it. It's obviously there for some reason. And the reason, as the Airbus man told me the other day, was that we have the technology that you need.
Indeed. Now, your British challenge with Sir Ben Ainslie, it seems to be going along extremely well. It's leading at the moment, isn't it?
Well, yes, I'm quite sure that Ben will do what he set out to do, and that's bring it home.
Oh, you're confident, are you?
Oh, I'm very confident that he will do it. It's going to finish my books nice, so I can seal it off with the end of the chapter. The last chapter is the Cup's back home, and then somebody else can take up the job. I don't want it anymore.
Well, you've written a definitive book.
Well, yeah, but I haven't finished it yet.
No, of course not.
You know, I shall finish it with this Cup, I hope.
Well, indeed, yeah. Well, do you think there's any chance if somebody else, like maybe if the Kiwis won, that they could change it back yet again?
Well, everybody asks the question of all of the teams now, what will they do when they win it? And all of them look you straight in the eye and say, I'm sure there will be changes. I'm sure there'll be changes too, but you know, that's it's got to happen. Whether it will happen back into... Well, what's interesting is that just before the America's Cup in Bermuda, we're going to see the J-Class racing in those waters out there. Now, maybe somebody will get the idea that it's just as cheap or inexpensive to build a new one of those or a new two of those as it is to go ahead with more of this pond skating on the water, and let's have it back in boats of reasonable proportions. And it was given up in the J boats because they were too expensive. Well, goodness gracious, they're less expensive now than one of these boats that they're putting in the water. So let's get back into reality.
What did you think of the format of the Louis Vuitton, with the Defender mixed up with the Challengers and gaining points towards the end result?
That is outrageous. I mean,
I'm glad somebody agrees with me.
I find it absolutely outrageous that they should be in there. And I said it last time round, but there was no reason that they should be allowed anywhere near the current people. I mean, why? It's always been a case of the Defenders get themselves ready and the Challengers prepare themselves to take on the Defenders as best they can. And back in the days of Newport, Rhode Island, where you had about four Defenders racing against each other almost every day, that provided one set of racing, and the Challengers had their eliminations as well. So yeah, that's the way it should be. Not the Defender getting points early.
Well, he's carrying 1 point into the final series, for heaven's sake.
Well, at least the Brits have got 2 points, which is better than him. So, I really do think this is juggled for the Defenders. But then, I don't think that Larry Ellison ever played a straight game anyway. So let's get it straight. Let's have it straight. Not let's have twisted America's Cup.
Well, at least it's not in the courts this time, so that's one consolation.
It's only just out of the courts, I can tell you. But, you know, why? I think the courts did a great job.
Yeah, I suppose so when you think about it. Yeah, there was not a lot of problems with it when they went to court, did they?
No, but on the other hand, you know, they laugh at the board that they put up, and then they deny the decisions they've made. So, you know, you can't have it always.
Well, mate, I wish you well with your last chapter. I look forward to purchasing it when you've written it, because I'm sure it'll be a great read, as normal. And you're here for the Hobart race, I believe. And
that's the reason. I mean, it is Boxing Day and it is Sydney, and, you know, where else should I be?
Well, what's your prediction here, Bob?
There will be a race.
Oh, and somebody will finish and win, you mean?
Yes, that's the case. But whether it's going to be one of the big boats breaking a record is another matter altogether. I wouldn't care to put any money on that.
No.
Or which one of the 4 super boats it's going to be.
What do you think?
One of them.
What do you think of Luda's new boat? That's your practiced eye should. Yeah.
I went and had a look at it closely, and I think it's a great boat. Luda and I are old friends from way back. We broke a transatlantic race record together, so but that's a few years back now.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, he's a hard man to beat.
You think he's got it done with this one?
I think he's got a boat that's capable of doing it. It's up to the crew there, doesn't it?
Well, he's got a good bunch of Kiwis, hasn't he? Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's got Dicko will see that he doesn't step out of line too far, I should think.
Well, we look forward to seeing it. So
indeed we do.
Well, have a great stay in Australia.
I'm already having that.
And have a happy new year.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.